So I played in that, and that was my first experience playing in the NBA arena, and it just seemed like everything was bigger. It was more fans. The court seemed bigger, and I know it's the same court. Three-point line has moved back, but we still shoot from college three, but that seemed farther. The rim seemed a little bit higher, and so she'll make the adjustment. She's a great shooter, so it'll take time. She'll make the adjustment. Not everybody comes in and just, even though they are known for three, I even beat Steph Curry in the three-point contest his rookie year.
Brought that up several times.
His rookie year, because he was still getting adjusted to the NBA courts. Now, I will never beat him ever again in my life, so I cherish that.
You don't know that.
I cherish that.
Okay, so I had never even thought about assists in an all-star game because I just didn't care, because it's such a mad scramble and everybody's jacking up threes that it seemed like there aren't that many great passes because you don't need to make great passes because you're mostly just feeding people on the perimeter and they're going to catch it and shoot it, right? Or maybe dribble it a couple of times and jack it up. And I thought off the top of my head this morning, well, what's the all-star NBA record for assists in a game? And I had to look it up because I never thought about it, but Magic, once upon a time in 1984, had 22 in a game that they lost at Denver because Isaiah Thomas was the MVP of the game, and he had 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 15 assists.
Oh, wow.
So Magic had 22 to 15 for Isaiah. So it's like, I didn't even know that because I didn't care.
But NBA All-Star scoring has long been way inflated and a joke, whereas, as you guys both said, this was a highly competitive game. Like Cheryl Reed said after the game, she said, it's one of the greatest spectacles in the history of our league, this game. That's saying something coming from her. And the competition between these two teams, it's not a surprise because, first of all, this happened before the last Olympics, was the WNBA team beat the Team USA team. But the Team USA team then went on for an easy gold. This game, this is the toughest competition that the women's team will play the entire summer. So, yes, this was a super competitive game, but it doesn't, to me, feel like a harbinger of, oh, Team USA is in trouble or anything like that. As for Caitlyn, the tiredness, again, I'm going to say it, I think it is a big deal. She has brought up the fact that she has played basically a year straight of basketball. And if you look at when the college season ended, when the WNBA draft was, and when she had to start playing, I mean, it's all happens within like a month, 5-week span.
I can understand that.
So she now has the month off. I think that not making this Olympic team, as controversial as it was, may actually be the best thing for her rookie year. And I'm very interested to see her shooting numbers when she comes back.
It will be.
All right, so I want to talk about this from a few viewpoints, because it is interesting. First off, them saying that this is like one of the best games in the history of the WNBA is pretty wild to think of how far and how quick the WNBA has come. And that is obviously majority, 95%, because of Caitlyn Clark. And that's really exciting. And so there's two things that I want to kind of emphasize, and it's kind of two completely different discussions. One is what will Caitlyn Clark look like when she comes back from a month off, as well as where does the game go from here for the WNBA? One, I think a month off for Caitlyn will do her wonders. It's not so much I think that she's so tired, and that's why her shot, I've already made a video about that before, and I don't think that's what's necessarily causing her shot to not fall and whatnot. I think Caitlyn Clark's a warrior and can just keep playing and playing and playing. She's just an absolute beast, and then she's in the prime of her physical health. So if any stretch of basketball can be done, it'll be right now. But I do think she's going to come back even better because rest, of course, will help you. I also think that she's going to be smarter with her shot selection. I think she really needs to take a page out of Steph Curry's and KD's book and get easy buckets first. You don't want to try to get into a shooting rhythm by jacking up threes. It's just not what you do. Not even the great Steph Curry does that. And so I really hope that Caitlyn can kind of learn. I want Caitlyn not only during this month off to not only rest, but also watch some film, touch in with some coaches, and just kind of slightly tweak her offensive approach in terms of scoring, right? Obviously, her passing is elite, and at this point feels like it's second to none. And it's really remarkable to see. I think also Team USA, they're going to win the gold, and I think that's also going to fire up Caitlyn Clark, because I understand Caitlyn saying all the right things at the mic. I get that. But I really believe she is going to be fired up, because she's going to be like, I deserve to be on that team, and I could have had a gold medal. When you're an athlete, when you're a competitor like Caitlyn Clark, you want to win every second. You want to win every moment. In fact, part of being an elite athlete like this is learning how to not win every single moment, because it's not possible. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, no matter who you are, you can't win every single moment. These people want to win every possession, every second, every click, every dribble, every shot. And you got to like realize, I can't, right? Like, I'm going to have games where I go 0-4. I'm going to have games where I just get rocked. And I'm going to have games where I'm the sole reason why we lost. And it's something that an elite athlete, that obviously Caitlyn Clark is, you have to like come to terms with, right? You have to come to terms with your own immortality as an athlete. But right now, Caitlyn Clark sees like, she wants it all. She absolutely wants it all. And although I think the WNBA kind of beat her up a little bit in terms of the pressure to not win it all, to not have it all, I think she's going to watch the Olympics. She's either going to watch the Olympics and it's going to make her angry, or she's already angry and she's not going to watch it. She's going to just be doing her own thing. And so I think she's got her sights set on to be like, you know what? After I come back, when we all come back after break, I am going to go on a tear. I'm going to go on a tear. I am going to be putting up assists like we've never seen. I'm going to be putting up points. My three is going to start to drop. You are going to see who I am. I think she's going to come out with a vengeance. I really do. And so that is what I'm actually really kind of excited. It is a silver lining of her not being in the Olympics. I think it was just without a doubt 1,000% the wrong move to not put her on the Olympic team, because I have no desire to really watch the Olympics now. But if Caitlyn Clark was there, I'd be watching, right? And it would be can't miss TV. And now it's very much like, is there anything else on? And that's a problem. That is a problem. And within a few years, the WNBA, I don't think, will have that problem, because I think a lot of these other up-and-comers are already building that social media following. They're already building this diehard fan bases, right? We already have the people who love Paige, who love Haley, who love Juju, and it's not going to just now be Caitlyn or just be Caitlyn versus Reese. They're not going to have to rely on that as much, and it's going to be exciting. And Cameron, unfortunately, her season got cut short with an injury. But I just think that eventually the WNBA will be saturated with talent. And although I think Caitlyn Clark will still be the number one, not only from just on the court, but also off the court. I mean, she is an absolute cultural phenomenon, and she's inevitable. But it'll be nice because there'll be more exciting battles to watch, right? And it's gonna build up the myth and the legend of a Caitlyn Clark. Which will only help with more and more fandom and more views and more numbers. Like, I want the WNBA to be larger than life. We lack so much in the summer for sports. We just do. There's no NBA. There's no NFL. Baseball, could be fun, but baseball really doesn't get going until like September, right? When like the playoffs really start to kick in, and people are really fighting for spots, and then obviously you have the whole playoff run, October. And but besides that, baseball can be a grind, and that's why the WNBA has this amazing opportunity that they can be the league for the summer. They can be the games that everyone watches during the summer. That not only are people excited to watch, but they'll be excited to go to the games. It can grow as a sport. They'll be talking about it more on TV. It's more content on YouTube, wherever. And so that's the opportunity. That's what's at stake, to run the summer. Just like how the NFL runs the fall and winter, and the NBA runs kind of like the spring, you at the WNBA. The summer is up for the taking. The summer is up for the taking. And I just hope they don't fumble it. And honestly, it will all start and end with Caitlyn Clark. And so I think if Caitlyn Clark can come out the gate after the Olympic break, it'll be huge. It'll just like reinvigorate everyone because right now it's going to die down. It just is. People are going to go away. You know, there's not going to be enough content over these next couple of weeks, and they're going to try to force out content about Team USA, and people are just not going to really care as much. They're just not. And that is part of the problem. You lose that momentum. And so I think Caitlyn, though, is the type of athlete, the type of person that will be able to recapture that momentum, especially because I really think, like, it wouldn't shock me if she comes out the gate and puts up, like, a 20-point triple-double, right? She goes 20, 10, and 10 or something. That would not surprise me at all. I think she is going to come out like her hair is on fire, and I just wish we could just hit the fast-forward button because I truly can't wait. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think Caitlyn Clark is going to come out all fresh and rested after the break and she's going to light the league on fire? Or do you think it's kind of still a missed opportunity that she should, you know, I get it, she's tired, but she still should have been on the you know, Team USA Olympic team? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so that you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.